Hello, welcome to Rebellious Academy. Today I want to talk to you about the topic of shame. Shame can be a heavy burden, but it doesn't have to define us. It's a universal emotion, and I think it's important to acknowledge it. So I think the first step is to acknowledge that you have shame, and that's already a courageous step towards healing. I think it's important to challenge your shame beliefs, the beliefs you have, which evoke shame. Because it often comes from patterns that are not helpful. And it's important to have a close look at it and see if it's based on facts or that it are distorted perceptions. When we have a closer look on shame, then you can see that there must be negative self-talk when you have shame. And when we constantly criticize ourselves and focus on our flaws and compare ourselves with others, and then we think others can do better, or when you think you're not good enough, I can never measure up. That can all contribute to shame. I think shame is about how you think the other person looks at you. But when you really have a close look at it, it's about how you look on yourself. I think perfectionism can be a trigger as well. When you set impossible high standards to yourself, then you can constantly feel that you're fall short. And it's not helpful. When you have internalized external judgment, so when you had some criticism from others in the past, it can trigger shame, and it can go inside of you, and it can be that you get feelings of being unworthy or not good enough, and it can be a burden on your self-esteem. It can damaging your self-esteem. And I think past traumas experiences can also trigger shame, because when you were in a situation that you felt shame because someone said something, or you had an experience where you really felt shame, we can store it in our memory and then never want to experience that again. I think there are some things rooted in our culture, because sometimes we have expectations, or we have a common opinion about something, and then you can feel shame if you're not, you cannot live up on that thinking. So I think it's important when you experience shame a lot to practice self-compassion. It helped me a lot. I think shame is I think it's the most difficult emotion to have for me, but I learned to endure it and to have it sometimes, and in a way that is no longer holding me back. So sometimes you have to be brave and step up, even if you feel shame. But to give yourself compassion and to be kind to you in a moment that you feel shame, that can be helpful. Sometimes I say to myself, this is a moment that I feel discomfort, but I choose to be kind and loving to myself in this moment. It can help to share your shame with someone you trust. And then you can feel the understanding of another human being and feel supported and have empathy. So I think when you dare to be vulnerable, you show your authentic self to another. And often the other person is gonna do the same because you show up in this way. So I think it's really important to have supportive people around you. It's also important to practice self-forgiveness, because sometimes we do things that we're not proud of where we feel shame, and then we have to forgive ourselves, because it's important to not stay in the past, because when you stay in the past, then you will go in a lower vibration, and then you're more likely to have other negative thoughts. So it's important to let go of the past and learn from things you did in the past, or learn from mistakes, because they often guide you to do things better in the end. So if you don't dare to do anything, or when you don't dare to do a step, even when it's not perfect, then you don't do anything at all. So it's important to, yeah, to forgive yourself and to let go of that burden of shame. So we can't take